Now we're going to talk about a particularly important distinction in the types of objectives and measures we include in a balanced scorecard. Are they measures of output or are they measures of outcome? An output is a quantity of the amount of some type of product or service that we provide. It's very much under our control. In contrast, an outcome is the goal that we accomplish as a result of providing the output, and that is almost always a little out of our control. As an example, let me use this course and eCornell. Here we are producing many minutes of video and many pages and words of web content and discussion. That's all output. We create that. It's very much under our control. If we want another minute of video, we just record it. But what's the outcome that we care about? The outcome that we care about is that our students learn the material, that you walk out of the course knowing more than when you came in. That isn't entirely under our control. We have to rely on you, our students, to do your part, and we have to hope that circumstances make it possible for you to devote time to the course. So it's easy for us to focus on output, and we need to, but we also have to keep our eyes on what really matters, the outcomes that are caused partly by our outputs. Now, this distinction between output and outcome actually got its start in the governmental sector. And the reason is because taxpayers are paying a great deal of money for output and aren't always thinking that they're getting the outcomes that they actually desire. So it's easy to build schools. That's something you control once you get it through you get the funding for it, you can build the school. You can put computers in it. You can put teachers in it. You can hold many, many hours of class. All of that is output, and it is very expensive. But of course, what the populace cares about is the outcome. Are more students getting a better education? Now, this all began, the output-outcome distinction, in the governmental sector, but it's been applied with great success in the for-profit sector as well. And one of the classic examples is Rolls-Royce. As well as making incredibly expensive cars, Rolls-Royce makes airplane engines that they sell to commercial airliners. So they also, in addition to selling the engine, they provide a service contract. They will keep that engine up and running. Now, that's the outcome that the commercial airliner cares about. But, most service contracts are output contracts. Right? So the airliner, under an output-based contract, an airliner would pay Rolls-Royce for every hour Rolls-Royce has to spend fixing the engines. But the output is not actually what the airline cares about. They want their engines to be running reliably with little downtime for many, many years. Rolls-Royce understood this problem. They understood that customers would be worried that Rolls-Royce would try to beef up their service revenues by doing a lot of ineffective work and charging for a lot of hours of service. So they created what is called an outcome-based contract. Commercial airlines pay Rolls-Royce for servicing, not according to the output, hours of servicing, but according to the outcome. How many hours are the planes up and running with reliable engines? How many hours of successful, reliable performance does a single engine give? The better the outcome, the more Rolls-Royce gets from its customers for servicing. So you can see this distinction between output and outcome is very important in governmental agencies, in for-profit contracting. It's equally important within the organization. In most organizations, one unit is creating an output, but hoping for the outcome that is going to be to another unit's benefit. Make sure your balanced scorecard emphasizes outcome measures because that is what, by definition, the organization ultimately cares about. Of course, it'll have to include output measures as well. Why? Because the way you get the outcome is by first providing the output. So an output is a leading measure of its outcome.